Okay, let's take a look at our question. It says, evaluate the limits of the given piecewise function. And it gives us this function cosine of x if x is less than pi, and then the sine of x if x is greater than or equal to pi. So to solve this, we have to know what our cosine and sine graphs look like. I have them right here. So as we can see, the sine graph starts at 0, and the period is 2 pi. And the cosine graph, it starts at 1, but the period is also 2 pi. So it's saying if x is less than pi, then it's a cosine graph. If x is greater than or equal to pi, it's a sine graph. So we have to combine these graphs, and this is what it looks like. So at pi, it's a solid dot on the sine graph because it's greater than or equal to, and the cosine graph at pi, it's a hole. So now that we have the graph drawn, we can solve. So it says the limit as x goes to pi from the right side. So from the right side, that would be the sine graph. So if we're looking from the right side, it goes closer and closer to 0. So that's our answer. Next one says limit as x goes to pi from the left side. So if we're looking at the graph from the left side, we'd be looking at the cosine graph. So from the left side, it's going closer and closer to -1. Next one says f of pi. Now this one's a little bit different because it's just a point. It's not a limit like the rest of these. So f of pi, it would simply be 0 because there is a dot right here. It's filled in. It would not be -1 because there's a hole. And we know there's a dot right here again because it's greater than or equal to on the sine graph. So the answer is going to be 0. Now for the next one, it says limit as x goes to pi of f of x. For it to exist, the limit as x goes to pi has to be the same on the left and right sides. And we actually solved that up here. So the limit as x goes to pi from the right side, it's 0, and from the left side, it's -1. Because these don't match, the answer would be it doesn't exist. But if it were the same, then the answer would exist.